Porque yo he pasado aquí muchas veces.
Do you remember this the last time you've come through?
I don't remember. Yeah, no, always check-in.
Oh, inspection? No, but it said U.S. Border Patrol.
But now it's taken over by the Border Patrol.
Oh, so it is probably.
So it's changed. It used to.
Yeah, now it's the Border Patrol.
Oh,
Because Homeland Security.
passport, Wita.
Yeah, I have it here.
Or driver's license. I'd just give them your driver's license.
See what they
Truly.
do. What they do. See,
Don't you want to just give them your driver's license?
I know.
Yeah.
I learned that in this country that don't talk too much. That's what they ask for everything.
Yeah, Wita, you're not talking.
Hi, I gotta say hello.
Yeah. You need to film this, Raven. Her telling her mama,
Mom,
you
don't
can't talk. They may not stop us at all.
And we have to try to look as white as possible.
No, como
We look like we're local.
Really?
como te acordaste de la película aquella que me encanta a mí, ¿cómo es?
No sé qué película.
La de los illegals.
Huh? Is he pointing at us? No.
Pues sí.
Ilegales.
What are they doing?
Why would there be an immigration stop point? Like, this is in New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
We're in New Mexico. Or they're just saying come and go.
I hate it when they have dogs.
Yeah.
It's like so intimidating.
Wow, look at that. And I'm in front of Azteca Bridal.
I see those people in yellow right there.
Oh, okay. Are you the one that are standing at the door in the yellow? That I'm looking. I see two. Oh, good. I see you're right there waving. Is it okay? Should we park just right here then? Oh, it's better on the side. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna park right here. I'm sorry. Oh.
What happened?
She ran over
That's
one of the homeless
probably. Is that better or is this better? What's more visible, this one or that one?
Oh, you choosing park any.
That one is
Yeah,
better.
I agree.
And I agree.
You agree too?
Yeah.
We can see they're probably going, look at these Texans. They don't know what to do.
They
They don't know where they're going. These Texans don't know where they're going.
Cynthia,
Oh, you know what? I'm going to park here because we can see it from the door.
Cynthia, you know why you're getting spoiled? Because you have all this parking.
I know.
Oh, this one is better.
You snooze, you lose. We're the first group.
That's true. We get the best spot on the
We
floor.
really do. Look at that.
We get the best spot on the floor.
That's really why we decided to pass them up.
¿Dónde estamos, mamá?
In Phoenix, Arizona.
Trying to get us spot by the homeless. Y ya chita, ay, que vos estás filmando. Yo voy a hacer la que voy a salir.
Oh, wow. This place is nice. All right. Indoor lighting. Great. Wait, these floors are soft. That scared you? Where's the restroom?
Where's the restroom?
Yeah, let's right here, right here, right here. Right here. Right here, right? Or right there. Over there.
Close. Let's find
In there. Over there.
We want to find a cubby.
Right there?
Yeah, then I want to be here.
Well, that's what I mean. Well, you know what? But
I want my back to
Okay, the bathroom will be flushing. So can we hear it or not? Is an
We'll
issue.
go flush it.
Yeah,
Someone
Raven,
go
go
flush it.
flush it. Because I was gonna go behind that bar right there. Behind the bar if it's
Oh, give us
carpeted.
privacy?
Yeah. Okay, okay. That daughter was, to quote her partner, racially profiling her mother. When we came and they had that checkpoint, she goes, Mom, don't say anything. Don't talk.
Don't even talk. I said, we're not doing anything.
And she had her feet stretched out.
She was scaring her.
She goes, Mom, put your feet down.
I said, we're not even driving.
You drove right through, though. At that checkpoint. Or you can keep it close if you want. Or go over there.
Oh, we live here in Arizona, but over there in the avenues. But recently she moved out of the house to be closer to the events because she quit her job. She was working at Wells Fargo. She quit her job. She's 100% 24/7 dedicated to all of this. So it's pretty cool, and I'm supporting her on 24/7. Tomorrow I was supposed to go to work. And I'm calling in, like, I'm not going. I asked for the day off. I did it the responsible way, but they didn't give it to me. So I was like, well, I'm not going.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm like super excited. I'm looking at everybody and I can't believe there's people that I wish everybody will think like that. Everybody will.
Well,
How long do you think we've been driving with a flat tire? Or nearly?
That was my fault because it was even too much. That was
Yeah.
I think it was when we parked in the morning with the...
I'm looking for.
at first we thought that we ran out of battery because my mom left her lights on. But the car starts fine. And then we came around and someone goes, you have a flat.
Yeah.
No, estoy bien. Yo sí, soy la suegra de Colin.
Us up, and we're driving, and so we take our picture because we're leaving, right? My mom's town, her home, and we're making the long drive to Las Vegas, Nevada. And so a mom, I can remember, the big cooler, and she filled it with like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bologna and mustard. That was the standard, white bread, bologna, mustard. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, and the big, station wagon that had the board panels, the wooden board panels. And it was all of us, right? And we're driving through the desert, and we've gone through all of our sandwiches. So here she has 5 kids, and we're starting to whine because we're really hungry. And they keep passing like the one little restaurant, right? And so I'm 3. I don't get what's going on, of course, because that's what parents do. They protect their kids from racism. So I didn't know the reason they weren't stopping was because racism. And so they're driving this like they weren't crying. We're hungry. And so Mom's finally says, Dad, you have to pull over. The kids need to eat because he has to make this drive. So this is like, what, a 24, 26-hour drive, longer than that. I can't remember. And we were poor, so we couldn't really afford to stay in the budget motel. And so we're driving, and we're out of food. And so she insists. So he says, okay, Mom. He pulls over at the one little restaurant, and he says, lock the doors. So we lock the doors in the station wagon. We all lock our doors. And then I just remember Mom saying, Carolyn, because she's my oldest sister, saying, Carolyn, stay here and have the kids look ahead. Distract the kids. Keep the kids distracted. And then Mom got out, and Carolyn locked the doors. And the next thing I remember is that I'm holding onto my mom's leg, wrapped around, and I'm crying. And I'm holding onto her leg really tight. And I'm looking, and these men are beating my dad up because he'd gone into the restaurant that said no Mexicans, no Indians, no dogs.
And your daddy was a military.
Yeah,
He was
my
going
dad
to a
was
military
in the Air
base.
Force. He was Air Force,
Mom, your flag is the wrong way. Why are you guys here?
Basically for the same reason, to fight against this law. It's very unjust law, and it's going to be racial profiling, and it's just unfair. It's just unfair. We're just here to support our our immigrant people here in Arizona.
What was your reaction when you first heard about the bill?
Well, I was really mad because both my parents are immigrants, and I have 4 brothers, and all we're 5, and we're Mexicans. So I was really mad, sad, everything. Yeah, I cried.
I'm here because I think it's important to have a visible representation of resistance and against the hate language and the hateful legislation that's been passed recently in Arizona and that is trickling down to other states in the U.S.
I'm here to protest against the SB 1070. I feel that it's a great injustice and that it's a huge step back from where we were at with the civil rights movement. I felt like that was a really good jump forward, but since then I feel like we've been taking this steps back ever since, and so I feel like that needs to be stopped and people need to start speaking out about it. And there's so many people who feel strongly about this bill that's being passed, and I don't know, I feel like if we just start speaking out and our voices start being heard, then maybe our government could actually be for the people.
Well, we're here in solidarity with our brothers and sisters here in Arizona, fighting against this racist law, SB 1070, that basically criminalizes every person of color, any person of color. So that's why we're here to share our solidarity with them and to let them know that we're behind them, because the struggle is hard, and when you have other people that you know that are coming with you and are in solidarity with you, it creates more power.
Like this, when I was in South Africa, we met with many people under apartheid who lived and fought apartheid activists. That's what we did. It was a human rights trip. Like, here I am, born and raised in America, and I'm carrying a passport. It's like, what the hell is that about? That how apartheid started in the early part, in early 1900s, is people didn't carry a passport. Not just any people, black people and people who were called colored, who were
They were required to have papers with them?
Yes, and they could be
Which
arrested.
is a component of the Arizona law.
Yes.
Even permanent legal residents have to always have their papers with them now.
Yeah, you have to prove you're a legal resident. So.
My head was going like this because I never been in this kind of situation. And I said, what kind of work? I said, but I think I'm going to be praying for her to be good. That's better I go be close to her.
So what do you think it's going to be like today?
I don't know. It's like I don't have any idea.
Have you ever walked in demonstration?
No, that's first time.
Okay.
That's first time. That's my first time. But here we are. That was very hard. She was very hard for me, but for that point of view, because she always was trying to find everything by herself. And like a mom, you always think you need to direct your kids.
Right.
But she was stopping me.
Yeah. So
She
for
said,
me.
no, let me alone. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. I don't know the way to do it. And I said, well, that was kind of like, I feel like a loss. But as she was bringing all the good grades for school, and she was being a perfect kid, I said, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. She know what she's doing.
And were you able, because that's what I'm struggling with, because Raven, like she's really put up, and so I see it as help, and she sees it as like overprotectiveness or even intrusiveness at times, and it's a loss and there's hurt. But she's just, and that surprised me, because I raised Raven to be really independent, really independent, and yet it's really interdependent, and that's where the culture comes in.
Yes.
I said to her, Mika, even though you don't speak the language, you don't speak Spanish, our values, when you look at our family values, they're very,
Spanish.
very much so.
But it's so comfortable to be saying I'm supporting these people. I even crying for these people. I getting emotional, but from my TV, watching TV. Oh, look at the people, but you put your body there. Like I said, I'm here.
Your body on the line.
Exactly. I'm supporting. It's me here. Saying and agree with this. I think it make a big difference.
deserve it, that have been here working hard, not people that do bad stuff, like people that really have come to work, get papers, and been here for a long time.
So like get a work visa, allow them to have like a work visa.
Yeah. have been undocumented up until this point for the majority of my life, and I have papers now, but it never erases the kind of fear that's instilled in you, the fear and also the degradation that I think we're taught to accept or swallow.
Full legalization. That's what we want. Full legalization to all migrants, and the right to migrate. You know, and I think that because of if you look at the history of the definition of why there are borders, it all has to do with politics and economy. So the reality is that we should live in a world without borders.
On the TV, they're publicizing newspapers, friends, or telling us about it, and most of us, since the law passed, we've been involved.
Oh, you have?
So we've been, here, standing up for what's right.
I hope the message gets across to everybody and more people come out and support us and everything. I hope John Brewers hears our voice. So all the Mexicans.
This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, and this is what people need to realize. This is just the beginning of what is to come. If we don't rise, if we don't fight for what we believe in.
Cheering us on. El Dr. Martin Luther King y la Madre Teresa están animándonos ahora. They see us fighting against injustice and racism and prejudice and bigotry. Ellos nos ven peleando en contra de la injusticia, del racismo. We will not let our enemies turn back the clock. Y no vamos a dejar que nuestros enemigos prevalezcan. To a day when we were judged by the color of our skin and not the content of our character. No vamos a regresar a esos momentos cuando somos juzgados por el color de la piel y no por el contenido de nuestras personas. Governor Brewer and the majority of the Arizona State Legislature. Y esto es lo que está promoviendo la legislatura de Arizona. Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you for passing SB 1070. Tengan vergüenza por pasar la 1070. You are giving permission to people to be mean-spirited. Le están dando permiso que la gente tenga actitudes malas. Narrow-minded and racial profiling.
When I was watching through the news and through the newspaper and all the comments around it about all that thing was going on, when I get the opportunity that my daughter gave it to me, that she was going to Arizona to support, you know, and well, be there for real. And I said that, oh, I had to go because I'm an immigrant too, and I think it was a different way and the best way to be, your body be there, being part of everybody that was protesting against the law that was very unfair.
It applies to my life and like who I am, and it affects me and the people I love and my cultural and my identity, and and not only that, but like it affects others' perceptions of me, like with those new laws, other people would be like, well, why are they in effect? You know, like, oh, well, they must be a bad group, you know, so.
One of the reasons that took me to Arizona to the protest was the moment that I heard about it. I'd been hearing about some of the things that were occurring in Arizona. And I know that as our country's gotten more diverse, that one of the responses has been fear. I mean, fear is one of the things that organizes people. And to me, that was like the worst example of fear. was a really bigoted response to people and a specific group of people. I mean, you know, that Latinos, I think, still are considered, are devalued. And to me, had that been another population of people, I don't think we would have seen that kind of aggressive legislation.
I hadn't realized the impact it had on like so many other people, and like how many people were really involved too. And it wasn't just like my minority group in San Antonio, like the small grassroots organization. It was like really large scale.
I remember at first, you know, it was the first time that I was going to a protest, and I was kind of having a little fears, you know. First was excitement, you know, to be doing something, you know, move my schedule to be there, and then was excitement, then was fears, and then, you know, fears, you know, because I said, oh, they're gonna do something to us. I never been first thing around too many people, you know, and the reaction to the authority, you know, around us. But then I feel so into, you know, that I wanna scream and be loud, so emotional, happy to see how many people were there and how many people were reacting on the side of the street.
To see my daughter taking part in this really as a young adult, that was really nice to see her marching.
My special daughter, Renelinda, that she's always taking me taking me into her world, you know, about getting involved in politics and everything around the world. When she told me, I can believe it, she was going first, and then I can believe I was going with her. But it was very interesting, you know, because I feel part of that everything was going on, and I feel so grateful, you know, that be around her, doing the stuff she loves, being like more connected.
I really got to see her in her element. And she's been like my hero and my role model growing up. So it was great to see her totally immersed in like her thing, her human rights activist mode.
I just, you know, I think all mothers and daughters should be able to have those kinds of journeys together, short and sweet and memorable.
It was phenomenal. It was amazing. I loved seeing the diversity of not just like ethnic diversity, but the generations, like represented by my mom and I going down there together.
You know, my daughter Raven and I think one thing that characterizes us is we can be spontaneous, and this was a spontaneous moment, but it was one that was really meaningful and that will last a lifetime. The other thing that characterizes me is my commitment to social movements. It's who defines me, and I make no qualms or apologies about that. I celebrate that, and so for my daughter then to celebrate that with me was just, I mean, it meant so much to me to be doing something meaningful together.
Being immigrant, and my daddy being immigrant, and bringing my daddy to this country like an immigrant when she was about 2 years old, and be with her, being in a protest for immigration, it was very meaningful for me because it was emotional, and being that agree and having raising a daughter that is so against any injustice, especially for immigrants, that she is an immigrant too, like me.